Catcalling women in pubs or on the street could become a crime in the UK in crackdown on violence against women, says British government.
Here's a summary of the article.
Harassing women in pubs or on the street could be outlawed in a planned crackdown on violence against women. It will also recommend making inciting hatred against women a criminal offence in a government-commissioned review of hate crimes. It will stop short of making misogyny a hate crime, as it was said to be ineffective and potentially counterproductive in terms of protecting women and sentencing offenders. A Whitehall source told the Daily Telegraph, "Will call for a public sexual harassment offence, which doesn't currently exist. It thinks this fits with other work the government is doing on criminalising intimate image abuse and will be more productive and better in protecting women." Following the murder of Sarah Everard in March, Home Secretary Priti Patel said crimes such as flashing, verbal or physical abuse of women in the street were not low-level, and could lead to more serious offences. Feminist campaigner Nimco Ali, who is advising the government on violence against women, said that the new legislation was like seatbelt laws, and was essential to change social norms.
This post received a score of 12,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Think France has the same law and it is non-gendered in legal wording.
UK law is always gender-neutral unless explicitly stated. They ban upskirting, an offence women are typically the victim of and men the offenders. Even old legislation that uses he must be read as he or she, unless not possible, like with rape.
Sorry, I don't get it, so you can't change a woman for rape?
No, you need a penis, in English law. There is a separate offence, of equal standing, which covers rape as we all use the word. It's just the case of rape having a legal definition that no longer matches common parlance. Similar to how people say assault when really they mean battery.
We had this in a few cities in the Netherlands. It didn't work at all. The police have to catch the perpetrator in the act. Otherwise it is always he said, she said. And now the court has ruled it against the constitutional right of freedom of speech.
Yea, it doesn't work in France either, since it boils down to he says, she says.
What if you have witnesses? Wouldn't that work?
Depends. If the witnesses are not associated with you, and there are numerous accounts to back up your story, then maybe. It boils down to whether the CPS feel that it's worthwhile, tbh.
I wonder if there will be officially defined parameters for what is considered actionable catcalling.
In my experience with these sort of feel-good laws, it will be very vaguely worded, and then politicians will get mad the courts aren't convicting anyone on their poorly written law.
It probably won't do much to stop random blokes shouting out car windows, but it will give women more power in a situation where a man follows them down the street or won't leave them alone in a pub.
Do they not have harassment or stalking charges for that? It's one thing for a person telling something once, but following and refusing to leave should be a different crime.
Stalkers in general get next to no punishment until they escalate and cause physical harm or obvious death threats and such. Very hard thing to prove as well.
I'm sure catcalling will be a significantly lower crime than stalking.
For sure it should be. I just don't see a way to practically enforce it. I do hope outlawing catcalling would decrease the encounters, but I'm doubtful.
This is a distraction from the much more draconian anti-protest laws she is bringing in. The government needs a win because of Boris' numerous transgressions and the rest of this crooked cabinet. Something is a motive, albeit just, as this is exactly to be expected. Boris has got the legalization of cannabis up his sleeve if things go really wrong for them too. He said as much before. Watch what they do, not what they say.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.